Hello and welcome to this B1 Usability Package e-learning session. My name is Rasmus Wolf Jensen and the topic of this session is function buttons, where we'll be looking into the special data launcher feature. So here we are in Business 1, and before we begin, let's have a look at what data launcher is. Well, data launcher is a way to store more data about your business partner that you normally have outside Business 1. It could either be something like a contract, a file in some way, or it could be a link to some kind of information you have on the system that you can launch normally via the normal start menu. For example, it could be an IP address, and you from Business 1 could then launch the terminal server. That is that IP address. We'll see this on Business Partner Master Data in 1 second, but Data Launcher is a function button like any else, but it has the limitation that it can only be on Business Partner Master Data window, the Activity window, Item Master Data window, and the Employer Master Data window. If you put it on any other window, it will just say that it doesn't function here. It will show the button, but it will not function. So let's get rid of these windows and begin. Like any other function button system, we start by right-clicking and say adding buttons to this window. In this case, we make a button called Data Launcher and choose the special Data Launcher. Let's add it quickly and let's show the button. And here comes the second limitation. Data Launcher button will only work in OK mode. If you press it in Fight mode, you can see it says it needs to be in OK mode. The same for Add. It needs to be in OK mode. And for that reason, you could disable them in Find and Add mode. That would make most sense. So let's do that. Yes. And we have our button. So let's press it and see what actually is in there. What it brings up is a window which would be tied to data regarding this exactly business partner. So we will in just 1 second put some data in here, but if we will navigate it to another business partner and press the same button, other data would appear. So the type of data is always something external. It's something that we need to launch from Business 1 with some arguments. And for that reason, we need some kind of functions to be able to run. So for that reason, we have the function configuration. Function configuration is a window where we can choose the different functions. And let's say we want to run Word. For that reason, we need the program. You can either double click, or if you know the executable, in this case it's WinWord. And the way WinWord works is it needs some parameters. If you don't know the parameters, you can simply press F1 and you will see that WinWord works by putting in some data. You can say WinWord space and then a path to the server, and in order to specify what that path is, you need this special keyword called data. So we just say this is data, and we are ready to run here. Let's put in one more. Again, let's see, something like terminal server. In case of terminal server, it is MSTC. Go here. This was the name. And for parameters, we need the /v for window and the data as well. So let's update this. And we now have two functions. You could put as many functions as you want, and we will now be able to use them in add. So let's try to add something for this business partner. And let's start by saying, okay, we know that this business partner have a terminal server. Is 1.6.1.1, for example. And that is the main server, like this. And let's say it would be able to launch off a terminal server. If it could be that one would be going to the terminal server, one would be going to the folder, and so on, it would be possible. So let's try to say add. And you will see now that data is stored here, but again, only for this business partner. If you locate another business partner, it would not run. So what we can do now is we can activate this, and we will now be able to run the terminal server like this, and it will try to connect to the terminal server. In the same manner, we could go in and say we have a contract, and that contract would be, it should be on a server, of course, but it could be that we have it under norm and contract. And let's quickly make a Word document for that. So norms contract, like this. Save it. And we took C:, call it norm, and call it contract. And let's just try something here, C 20,000. That was the name of the contract. So we are now saved to C 20,000, so let's say it's contract underscore C 20,000, like this. So we are now able to activate this as well. We need to tell it that it needs to work with Word. So if I'm activated, you can see it's now Word, and I can press start in order to find that Word document directly off here. So just let's go back and see, why did I do this strange thing with C 20,000? Well, I did it because I want to show you that you can also use data from the main window that actually opened up the business, the data launcher window. So essentially I can go in and use the formatted search syntax, and in this case C 20,000 was item 5. So I can go in and do it like this and make these dynamic as well from the data. So if I launch this again, you'll see exactly the same feature. It will turn the dynamic syntax into C 20,000. So in that way you can make it dependent on what is actually on the main screen as well, if you feel the need for it. If you want to, you can move these up and down as you want to. You can edit, you can remove, and as I mentioned, you can put up as many as you want. And let's also check again for data launcher. They are specific, so now there's no data for this character. It can share the same data launcher functions, of course, but providing different data. So if you have a lot of data that you want to have complete control over, you have the option to use the data launcher. This concludes this session. For training material, please go to service.boyum-it.com/education, or if you want a free demo of the product, go to license.boyum-it.com/b1up. If you want to contact us, you can do it either by our sales email or our support email. Thank you for attending.